Hello guys, welcome to Rankers Hub. Now today we are going to have a discussion on SBI PO prelims paper. We are going to discuss one previous year paper today because taking a look at previous papers is immensely important, whatever the language or subject that you are focusing upon. If you are preparing for any competitive exams, then you have to take a look at the previous year questions in order to understand the orientation of questions that are being asked in the examinations. We'll get a better understanding of what kind of questions are being asked in the exams in English perspective today. Okay, now starting with SBI PO paper today, right? We are going to solve prelims paper, right? If you want to join courses, if you want to get the full courses of English language or any other related to banks or SSC, you can download Rankers Hub app right now. Okay, and the link will be displayed in the description right now. You can check it. Okay, now let us start solving the questions one by one. Okay, the first questions will be displayed first. Try to answer those questions on your own first, then check the answer. Okay, right. The first question is, in the modern day, it is common to say you are bored to death if someone or something is incredibly uninteresting, right? This is given. Well guys, first of all, before solving any question, you have to read the directions given, right? The directions are mentioned, right? The directions are given. Read the directions. What is the examiner exactly asking you to do? Okay, right. What are the directions given, instructions given, guys? Another part of the sentence is given in bold letters, right? He has mentioned that, right? Bold letters. Now what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to make some improvement in the sentence if there is any grammatical error in the bold part. Okay, you can improve the part of the bold part. Okay, right. The options will be given underneath A, B, C, D, or if at all the bold part of the sentence is correct, if there is no improvement required, then you can say no correction required. Okay, now guys, let us start with the question. Now in the modern day, it is common to say you are bored to death if someone or something is incredibly uninteresting, right? If something is incredibly uninteresting, what we generally say, guys, I am bored to death or I am bored of death. In option A, we can see of death. Okay, and in option B, I can see bored from death, right? Which one will make logical sense? What kind of preposition will make logical sense and which usage is appropriate? We'll check that. Okay, option C says bored till death. Okay, that simply means you will be bored until death. Okay, now till the time of the death comes, you are going to be bored, right? Okay, till makes sense or not? And similar to till, we have until also in option D. Well, option A, option B, option C, option D, and you can see option E, which is no correction required, right? That simply means the bold part given in the question itself is correct. Okay, well guys, in the modern day, it is common to say you are bored to death or bored of death, bored from death, bored till death, bored until death. Guys, right away you can eliminate bored till death, bored until death, because you won't be bored of anything. For example, if something is you found something which is uninteresting, you won't be bored of it till you die. That is not proper, right? So these two prepositions don't make sense to me at all. Just kick them out. Okay, what about A and what about B? Okay, now do I say I am bored of death? Guys, will you be bored of death? Are you dying too frequently? That is not the case. So option A is also not the correct case, right? So bored from death, are you bored from death? Still it makes the same sense, right? Are you dying too often? That is also not correct. So that simply means whatever the preposition that is used in the given sentence by the examiner sounds literally correct, that simply means no correction is required in question number 1. So that's how you simply find out whether the bold part is grammatically written properly or not. If at all a correction is required, please choose any one of the options given, A, B, C or D. Like otherwise the answer would be the last one. In the similar fashion, we are going to solve some more questions given in the exam, guys. So this is pretty important. You have to understand, he is checking the the usage of prepositions in this question, right? The examiner wants to understand, do you understand the usage of prepositions thoroughly or not, right? So what is the next question and what is going to be checked in that question? We'll check that now. Okay, let us discuss question number 2, right? Okay guys, what is the question given? We advised them. Pause the video, go to the question, solve it. Okay, we advised them to going to a hill station during summer vacation. Well, what's the problem in this sentence, guys? A bold part is given, right? Well, this sentence is given with a bold part. That bold part is actually written like to going to. Yes or no? To going to. First of all, I'll tell you one thing, guys. To, if it is followed by any verb, if it is followed by verb, that verb should be written in V1 form only. It will never be written in continuous form like this. Okay, to going is never correct. To taking, to going, to coming is never correct, guys. Okay, to come, to go, to take, to visit is going to be correct. Okay, so first of all, I can tell you the bold part of the sentence is grammatically incorrect, right? If it is incorrect, you have to go for options now. Okay, what is the best alternative? First one, check. We advise them for going to a hill station. For going to a hill station. Okay, go to option B once. We advise them that they go to a hill station. Okay, now advise them will be followed by that. Is it possible? You will be, using such sentences in a general basis also, right? Daily basis. So try to understand that will be used immediately after advise them or not. Sounds good or not? We'll check that. What about the next one? We advise them to go to. We advise them to go to a hill station, right? What about D? That they should have to go to. Well, guys, you don't have to complicate the things here. The correct answer of this sentence is definitely going to be to go to. The correct answer is to go to. To should be followed by V1, and this is actually known as infinitive. It is actually an infinitive, and you can use infinitive after advice. That is definitely going to be correct. Okay, we advise them to go to a hill station. That's how you simply quote it, guys. Okay, for going is definitely not correct. Preposition for will not occur. That will definitely not occur. Obviously, D is unnecessarily complicated, which is not suiting the sentence, also not fitting there, right? So the correct option is going to be to go to. Okay, option C is your answer, right? Let us move to the next question, guys. Take a look at this question again. They failed in their attempt to repair the demolished portion of the building. Okay, well, what is the correct answer? See, you observe one thing here. The bold part is starting with preposition, and options are given with changing the prepositions only. For is given one option, right? In is given, with is given, and on is given, right? Okay, which one is going to be correct? They failed in their attempt to repair the demolished portion, right? In their attempt or for their attempt. In their attempting, guys, attempting is definitely not sounding correct. You can kick option B out. Okay, option B is not your answer. In their attempt sounds good than attempting. Yes or no? Right, that is correct. When I say with their attempt, they failed with their attempt. Sounds good? Doesn't sound good to me. They failed for their attempt. Doesn't sound good. They failed on their attempt. The correct answer, the correct preposition usage would be in only. Guys, these are general usages, guys. These are general usages. Now you simply have to know the usage of preposition. That's it, right? The failed in their attempt is far more better usage than any other preposition. They are all incorrect. So your answer is going to be in their attempt only, and attempt will not take ing. For that reason, I would mark option E, none or so no correction required, as the answer. Okay, E is the answer for question number 3. Well, this is also purely based upon the usage of preposition. Yes or no? This is also based upon preposition only, right? The first question was also logically based upon preposition concept, right? That simply means prepositions are being stressed a little in bank exams. You have to understand the orientation, guys. Okay, concepts. Well, let us move to the next question. What is it? In Indian democracy, the fourth question, guys. In Indian democracy, it is necessary for the citizens to be aware of. See, understand what is written in the question. To be aware of. Okay, to be aware of is written in bold. Okay, be aware of all the political facts about every political party. Okay, be aware of just simply means you have to be cautious of. Okay, not conscious, you have to be cautious of something, right? Okay, you have to be cautious of. Be aware of something means you have to be cautious about something. There is some danger, you have to be aware of it. Okay, you have to be cautious of it. Okay, right. Now guys, what is the difference between beware and be aware? Okay, if there is a danger, you have to be cautious about it. Okay, you have to beware. Okay, what about the usage of be aware? That simply means you are spreading the awareness, or you are increasing your awareness, right? Now, to be aware is a state of awareness, right? It simply is different from beware. Okay, beware is being cautious, whereas be aware is a state of being aware, right? So that is the difference between these two. Now, which usage will fit in the sentence? Now, is that sentence talking about being cautious, or is that sentence it is talking about the state of being aware of something in the sentence, right? In Indian democracy, it is necessary for the citizens to beware of all the political facts. See guys, will you be cautious about the facts of political issues, or will you be aware of the political issues? Guys, you simply have to be aware, so aware of the issues involved in the democracy, right? When you are talking about politics, so in democracy you should be aware. As a citizen, you should be aware of something, so it should be aware but not beware, right? This is the bottom line, the difference between these two. This is, the usage is being checked, right? A candidate is having a proper understanding of the some of the usages or not, or is he understanding the minute differences between the usages or not? Beware is different from be aware. So this is the bottom line of the question, guys. The answer is definitely going to be aware, right? So answer is going to be aware of, or be aware for, be aware to. Another concept is also involved. Be aware will be followed by of or any other preposition, for or to, right? Anyway, beware will be removed. Option C will be gone, right? Be aware will be followed by of or for or to. Guys, we always be aware of something, right? So simply be aware of all the political facts. That is definitely correct. So which option is going to be your answer? Option A is your answer, right? So prepositions, concept is also checked a little bit in this question too. So it is involved in 3 questions till now. We'll keep on checking, guys. Okay, let us dive to question number 5. Guys, try to take a look at that question, pause the video, answer it. Okay, we are going to have to put down our summer vacation until July because of the bad weather conditions. Understand the sense of the sentence and now check whether the usage of put along with the down is correct in the sentence or not. Okay, if at all a requirement is there of correcting the sentence, then you please correct it. Okay, well guys, again it is kind of the question related to prepositions only, right? It is also preposition based question. Many questions are asked in this paper based on preposition. I don't know why. Okay, too many questions based on preposition. So prepositions topic is pretty important for competitive exams, guys, particularly for bank exams. See, put is used along with down. Well, putting is actually a verb, down is a preposition. Now guys, you might be knowing this concept. Verb followed by preposition simply makes the combination a phrasal verb. It is generally known as a phrasal verb actually. Okay, so all you need to know is the meaning of the phrasal verb. Okay, right, and the sense of the phrasal verb is suitable for the sentence or not. Okay, well, what is the sense that you actually require in that sentence? Read that sentence once. We are going to have to put down a summer vacation until July because of the bad weather condition. Guys, what is the meaning of putting down there? Guys, what is the meaning of put down? If I say I am putting down the pen, that simply means I'm putting it down. Yes or no? There is not, there is no detailed explanation required about it. It is pretty easily understood. Putting down simply means to put it down, right? That is understood, which is generally used. Then what is the sense that is required in the place of that bold phrase? Well, understand guys, we are going to have to put down a summer vacation simply means that you are postponing your summer vacation. You are delaying something, right? You are postponing summer vacation due to a reason until July. What is it? Because of the bad weather condition. You are pretty well determined to go to a summer vacation. Okay, but what happened is weather conditions were not actually optimal or suitable. That's the reason why you are postponing it or delaying it for the future time, right? And you are delaying it till July. That's the concept there. So putting down is definitely not the concept. We are not putting anything down. We understood that. That simply means no correction is not the answer. So E is not going to be the answer. So which one is definitely correct? Okay, see guys, put off, put across, put out, put back, these are all given. Let us understand the meaning of each and everything. Okay, what is the meaning of put off? What is the meaning of put off? Guys, see, the word is same, the verb is same, whereas the preposition will change. Okay, these are all known as phrasal verbs, and you have to know the meanings of phrasal verbs, guys. Otherwise you will never ever get the answer of this question. Okay, at least you should have the understanding of the phrasal verbs by knowing the sense, or you should even have the kind of awareness of usage of phrasal verbs in several sentences. You should at least have seen that sentence. Okay, now yet you should guess the meaning of this word put off. What is the meaning of put off? Guys, the meaning of the word, the phrase put off is to postpone. It is definitely means to postpone something. Okay, delay something to a future point. delay something to a future point. Put off definitely is used in a context of postponing and delaying something, which is definitely suitable for this sentence. Whereas I'll check the other options also. If they are also kind of close, then I'll think about the answer. Well, go to put across. What is the meaning of put across, guys? If you say put along with across, put across, if you use this anywhere in the sentence, this phrasal verb simply means that you are successfully conveying something in a conversation. Okay, you have an idea with you, okay, and you are actually trying to explain that idea to another person. If you successfully convey that idea to other person, that you simply means you put across the idea. You put across the idea. That simply means you conveyed it successfully. That is the sense of put across. The meaning of phrasal verb is pretty important here. If you don't know the meaning of it, you won't get the answer for sure. So this is not the case related to the sentence. The sentence actually requires the sense of postponing, which is given in option A. Okay, put across is not the case, so put across is gone. What about next option, put out? Okay guys, what is the meaning of put out? Okay guys, put out is simply means to extinguish. Okay, simply means to extinguish, and generally put out is used in terms of fire. Okay, when you extinguish fire, when you put out fire, then you put then you use preposition out with put. Okay, generally when there is a fire accident, we try to put out the fire. Okay, generally people misunderstand the meaning of put out with put off. Okay, the put off is not the proper usage in the sense where you want to talk about the fire being extinguished. Okay, if I want to say that there is a fire here, and if I want to completely extinguish that fire, okay, in that sense I can't say I put off the fire. I can't say that I put off the fire is definitely not correct. Okay, putting off is not the proper usage. Put off always gives you a sense of postponing or delay. Okay, then what is the proper usage? I put out the fire. Okay, if someone is smoking a cigarette, okay, just beside you, okay, or if you want that person to turn it off right away, okay, to throw that cigarette away, then you can say one thing, guys. Okay, you can ask him like, please put out the cigarette, please put out the cigarette, but not put off the cigarette. Okay, so that is the understanding that you need. Put off simply means to postpone or delay, whereas put out is to extinguish. Okay, mostly in terms of fire or light. Okay, now put out the light, that is correct, but put off the light is not correct. So anyway guys, put out is simply means to extinguish fire or light, stop it. So that is the case required in the sentence or not? No. Putting down is not correct. Putting off is also this sounds correct. Postponing is the case that I require, whereas put out is not suitable, definitely not suitable. So option will be eliminated. Okay, what about the next one? Put across is gone, put out is gone. Put back, simply put back is a general usage, guys. If I say I put back, I simply put something back in the position that it was earlier. So simply that is the usage. So I need a sense of postponing, and that was available only in one option, that is put off. Right, so if you don't know the meaning of all the phrasal verbs that I have described right now, you will never get the answer for this question. So phrasal verbs are pretty important, guys. Focus on your vocabulary. So the answer for this question is put off. Move to the next question, guys. Question number 6. It is displayed. Pause it, try to answer. Right, the question goes like, we called on but we weren't able to find the car part, we needed to fix the gear system. Well, your car's gear system is actually broken. Well, it is not working now, and you need a spare part for that. Okay, a part. Right, now what are you doing? We called on, we try to call people to inquire about it, whether the part that we need for our gear system is available in various shops or not. Okay, well, what is the meaning of call on in this question? See guys, call is followed by on, preposition is followed by verb, again a phrasal verb question. Okay, this question is also based on the awareness of phrasal verbs. So phrasal verbs should be they should be focused upon, right? So please focus upon the usage of phrasal verbs. They are stressed in exams, guys. See, what is the meaning of call along with on, preposition on? If I change the preposition to others, what would the meaning probably be? Okay, we'll check that. We called on but we weren't able to find the car part. Well guys, first of all, by reading the sentence, try to understand what kind of a word do you exactly require in that sentence. Okay, you need to have the understanding of the usage there, then check with the options available. Okay, well, the kind of word that you require in that bold part is simply inquire. You're going to call several people in order to inquire about the spare part that you require for that gear system. Yes or no? So we'll check whether call on will give that sense to me or not. Well guys, unfortunately it doesn't. Unfortunately it doesn't. What is the meaning of call on? Call on simply means to ask someone or ask anybody officially ask someone officially to do something. This is the meaning of call on, guys. You have to understand the meaning of the phrasal verb. Okay, you ask someone to officially to do something. Okay, in the sense of such sentences you can use call on. Okay, now what is the meaning of call on? You have to make notes, guys. To ask officially to do something. Okay, right. If I say an example like she called on the Americans to be tolerant of each other. Okay, if I say she called on the Americans to be tolerant of each other, in that sentence understand the usage of call on. A person, I'm not naming that person, a person who is referred using she is calling on all the Americans to be tolerant of each other. Okay, don't fight, just be peaceful. She is calling on those persons, Americans. That simply means she is asking them officially to be very peaceful or tolerant to each other, right? That is the sense that the word, a phrase call on will give. Now we understood, and this is not suitable for the sentence at all. I need the case of inquiry. Well, this is not suitable. Well, let us move to the first option, call off. What is the meaning of call off? Guys, if you ever use call along with preposition off, it will always give a sense of cancelling something. It will give a sense of cancelling something. If I have a meeting that that should happen in an hour, okay, in an hour I'm going to have a meeting, but unfortunately due to any reason I'm going to cancel that meeting. Okay, if I want to speak that sentence or to quote that sentence, in that sentence I can use call off. Okay, the meeting was called off. Okay, the manager was busy. Okay, he has to go out on any emergency issue, so the meeting was being called off. Okay, that simply means the meeting is cancelled. Okay, in such cases we can use call off. You have to know the meaning. Call off, cancelling. Call on, ask someone officially to do something. Okay, so is this suitable? No, I need inquiry because I need a spare part, not cancelling anybody, right? Not cancelling anything, not asking officially something to do something, right? This is also not the case. What is the proper one then? Call back. What is the meaning of call back? Well, this is also interesting, guys. You have to understand the concept here. Without concept you can not answer this question. What is the meaning of call back? You might be wondering, like, call back simply means to call someone back, right? We just generally telephone someone back, right? If I get a missed call from a number, we generally call back. That is the usage that we know. Well, there is another sense also apart from dialing. Okay, there is one more sense involved in call back. What is the meaning of call back? All right, this is also a phrasal verb. Now we have to understand the meaning of call back. Call back simply means that you return to a place. You return to any place to pick up something. To pick up something or to meet someone, okay, which was actually in the place that you have visited earlier. Okay, for example, you went to a hospital. Okay, you undergone any checkup, for example. Okay, you had a checkup. Okay, well, there was a report also. The report is also out, but unfortunately what happened is due to any emergency you left that hospital and you are on your way to your home now. Okay, you're going to your home, you are on your way to home, right? Let us say you're traveling in the car now. Okay, now if the hospital personnel, okay, any employee will call you immediately when you are on your way to home, saying that you have your report, the report is actually available now, you can collect that report right now. Okay, right, you have undergone a test now, right, and the report is out, but you are saying I will call back to pick up that report later. Okay, that simply means you are going to return to that place to pick that report later. In such senses I can use call back. I hope the thing is clear. Okay, I call back simply means I don't telephone back, but I return to that place later in order to pick up something. The thing is actually a report in this example. Well, the concept is clear now. Call back is to pick up something by returning there. Well, that is not the case required. I need inquiry, right? This is not available till now, right? If you don't know the senses of all these things, guys, you will never answer this question. Okay, well, guys, call off not correct, call back not correct, call around is given now. Okay, what is the meaning of call around? Call around simply means you call several people. You call several people in order to inquire about something. So definitely call around is going to fit in this sentence. Okay, so calling around simply means you dial several numbers, you call all the persons you know in order to know something. Okay, right, inquire something. This definitely fits in the sentence. What about the other option, call up? Call up simply means to dial. Okay, if I want to call somebody, okay, what is the preposition that I need to use? I called up my mother. I called up my mother simply means I called my mother through my phone. I dialed it, right? That is the case. So obviously call up is not required. The only case where I get the sense of inquiry is actually lying in call around, and that's gonna be my answer, right? So answer is option C for question number 6. In order to answer this question, I need proper understanding of each and every option, otherwise the answer will not be understood, right? Try to solve the next question, 7th question. Try to solve this on your own. Well, if everyone chips in, they can get the whole kitchen painted by today afternoon. Well, there is a job given, okay, to people. The job is actually to paint the kitchen. That is the job. Okay, right. The sentence that is given in this question is if everyone chips in, right? Chips is used along with in. Again another phrasal verb. Okay, all the phrasal verb usages are checked here, right? Anyway guys, chips in is used. Well, what is the proper phrasal verb? Chips on, chips up, chip off, chip towards, or no correction required. Well, what is the meaning of chip in first of all? Okay, now guys, the meaning of chip in simply means to contribute. Okay, now if there are several people, if everyone gives his hand in doing any job, for example in this question all those persons actually need to paint the kitchen, right? If every one of those employees come and give their hand, contribute, if they contribute well in the painting, they can complete the painting within no time, right? That is the case. So contribute is definitely the case that is being talked about in the sentence. It is suitable as given, right? Well, chip on, chip up, chip towards is not correct. Chip off is there. Well, chip off is there, guys. Simply chip off simply means that you are going to cut something by slicing it. Okay, so slicing it, and the chips that you get are going to be very small in size. Okay, generally the lathe machines, right? In lathe machines metals are being cut and the metal will be chipped off. Okay, it will be chipped off. It is the process of cutting a metal, right? So in that sense you can use it, but this is not the case unfortunately. I need the sense of contribution. Well, it is given in the sentence itself, so the answer for this question is going to be no error or no correction required, right? So answer is E. Let us move to the next question. Okay, well, try to solve that question now. Hang up there. I'm sure you will find a better job very soon because you are very sincere. Okay, well, what do you think? Should it be hang up or hang on, hang back, hang out, hang in? Well, you definitely know the meaning of hang out, right? We generally ask people to hang out, right? Hang out is to spend good time with the others outside, right? To go to movies, to go to parks, whatever it is, right? So that is the sense of hang out. Hang out is not the case anyway, so it can be eliminated. Hang on. Okay, hang on there, hang in there. Okay, hang on is to wait. Okay, hang on, we generally say hang on, that simply means wait. Okay, right. So wait is not the case required in that sentence. Hang up, generally we use the usage hang up when we are on the phone, right? When I say he hung up, he just he got disconnected from the call that we were on, right? So obviously hang up is also not the case, right? What is the requirement? Hang up there, hang in there, hang out is not correct. Hang back there, hang back is not meaningful at all. What is the proper sense that is required? Hang in there, hang in there, right? Hang in there, I'm sure you'll find a better job. Guys, hang in is generally used when you want to specify something like wait for something, but you should be very patient about it, right? So simply means you need to have patience to get something. Okay, so don't be impatient. If I want to quote a sentence like don't be impatient, you are going to get the result very soon. If I want to quote that sentence, hang in. Okay, hang in there. Okay, don't. If I want one person to stay in my room right now, okay, in the office, if I don't want that person to leave, I would say hang in there, please hang in there. Okay, that simply means you need patience. Okay, you need patience, and you ask the person to be very patient, not be impatient. Okay, so in this case, hang in there, I'm sure you'll find a better job. Okay, you are in a search of job now. what you're doing is you're getting irritated, like my applications are getting rejected, I'm not getting the job. But the other person, the old person, for example your father itself, is saying that don't get impatient, please hang in there. Okay, let's try. Okay, try one more time. We don't know whether it is going to be a successful one, the next interview, right? So that's why you should hang in there. So to be patient, in the case of being patient, we generally use hang in. So all the other usages are not correct, so answer is definitely going to be D. Option D is the answer. Well, let's go to the next question now. When I think of on my youth is given. See guys, you can tell one thing directly, that I think of on is not going to be correct because two prepositions are used, right? Well, bold part of the sentence is not correct, so option E can be eliminated right away, right? Well, we'll check now. Read the sentence once. When I think of on my youth, I wish I had studied harder and had secured good grades. See, you're talking about something that happened in your past. You're trying to recollect something that happened in the past, right? A past event, a past time actually, right? So you need a sense of recollecting, right? Going back to a past time. So which phrase is going to give that sense? Okay, when I think of on my youth is not correct. When I think over on my youth, think over on my youth is also not correct. Okay, when I think about on my youth sounds good, doesn't sound good to me. When I think out on my youth doesn't sound good. When I think back, right? Well guys, see, think back is a phrasal verb. Well, the meaning of think back is to recollect something, the events from the past. Okay, you're talking about your youth, you are not in your youth right now. Okay, you would be a middle-aged person now. You're talking about something happened in your youth, you have not studied harder and you did not get good grades also, but you're talking about a case which is actually an imagination here, right? So you're talking about something which happened in your past, recollecting it. So think back is the proper usage. Well, this is not anything complicated, very easily understood, right? Let us move to the next question. Okay, what is the next question guys? A stranger cut through with the unsolicited advice on how we could fix our relationship. Well, see, you're talking about a relationship, okay, and actually you don't have a good relationship right now, right? Just try to imagine like that. This sentence is saying like you have a situation in your relationship where you are finding a difficult time. A stranger actually cut through, that is given, right? A stranger cut through with unsolicited advice. You're not seeking the advice, but he is intentionally getting into the scene and giving the advice which is unsolicited, right? Which is not sought actually. Well, now guys, shall I use cut through or not? Okay, well guys, cut through simply means to penetrate through several parts of a map, for example. Okay, generally if I want to talk about a highway, okay, if I want to say that this highway crosses several areas, it cuts through several areas, several states, several districts is how I quote it, right? So cutting through simply means penetrates, right? A cut through simply means penetrates or passes. So in that sense I can use cut through, but in this sentence I want a sense like a stranger cut through with unsolicited advice. Guys, cut through is going to give us, the phrase that I need in this sentence should give a sense of interference. He interfered, right? I need a sense of interference, right? Who is going to come in between the speech there. Let's say you're talking with your partner, right? You're in a conversation, you're speaking, suddenly a person comes and interrupts you, right? The correct word is interrupt or interfere a speech. Okay, now I need that sentence. Now where will I get that? See guys, should it be cut out? No, we know the sense of cut out. Cutouts are generally given to politicians, cine actors, right? That is cut out. Cut about, cut back, cut in. Guys, I'll tell you directly without any extra explanation. The answer is actually cut in. Okay, cut through, I told you cut through is to penetrate a pass. The meaning of cut in is to interfere or interrupt somebody when they are speaking. When they are speaking, if someone is speaking, if you abruptly interrupt that person right there in the middle of the speech, I actually cut in. Okay, I cut in. That is the sense of that phrase. So definitely answer is going to be D, right? So this is also a phrasal verb based question.